Another day, another Drake criticism in hip hop. Drake can't live his life without hip hop media or his ops in media or rappers or whoever it is trying to criticize Drake. And the latest evidence we see of this, media personality Wayno was upset that Drake participated in a 20v1 romantic dating, whatever you want to call that, on stream.
I feel like 20v1s is some shit that the CIA put into the hood to destroy us. Yeah, same as crack, same as all the other bullshit that they did to destroy black people. With that being said, I never thought in a million years I would see Drake do a 20v1. Now, is this a serious 20v1? Nah. I don't think that Drake is on there looking for love, nor do I think that 20v1s are about people looking for love. It's just content. It's just some shit that people do. But it does expose a lot about people who do them, right? And we have seen 20v1s where niggas get into fights, people threaten to pull out weapons. It goes really, really far. Now, in terms of growth, people look at Drake as an artist that not only has he achieved a lot, but he's damn near 40 years old. He should talk about certain things. He should be doing certain things in his life. And I'm going to tell y'all, from my standpoint, completely unbiased, and I know people are going to clip this shit and, oh, Wayno, you always been a Drake hater. That's fine if y'all want to feel that way. As a fan of Drake's music, I was totally disappointed to see a nigga do a 20v1, even playing wise. Now, if he would have did this in a music video, I think it would have been a little bit more tasteful because we would kind of understand why and how he was doing it. But as far as him doing some shit like this, I'm like, yo, bro, this shit just corny. Like, honestly, it's corny.
I don't watch 20v1s, never have, not my thing, but it is what it is. I like to let bygones be bygones and let people live their life. But apparently, Drake cannot live his life because anything he does will be interpreted as unbecoming for Drake. Drake has to act a certain way for his haters who will never give him respect in the first place. Hi, my name is Providence if you're new to the channel, and I'm here to tell the truth. I'm just going to cut right to the chase here, guys. Hip hop is upset at the fact that Drake isn't in his room, in a corner, sad and crying and depressed and upset that he so-called lost the battle to Kendrick Lamar. Let's just call it what it is, okay? Drake has never bought into the narrative that he's anything other than the #1 rap artist in the game. Hip hop media, Drake's haters, in all their forms, fans, whatever you want to call them, desperately wanted Drake to disappear after this battle. They wanted his career to be done, or at least for his ego to be so rocked that he just had to take off. Like, you know, when Kai Cenat, just after he broke up with his girlfriend, was gone for like 6 months, they wanted Drake to do that for like 2 years. You know, just get off the scene, be depressed and sad, start reading books and trying to better yourself, right? Put on sackcloth and ashes and fast for 30 days and 30 nights and repent for being the greatest rapper of all time and come back with some humility. That's what they wanted. They wanted Drake to feel so humiliated that he would just be in this constant state of humiliation, and that hasn't panned out at all. Drake never went anywhere, dropped some sexy songs for you, and then dropped his solo album. Still at the top of the charts, broke every record, dropped the hottest rap album of the year, still dominating in every way, shape, or form. And not only is he dominating musically, but he dominates content. He is the center of all content. All of the blogs, all of the podcasts, everybody in hip hop media, you have to talk about him. You can't stop talking about him. And then on top of that, now he's perpetually on the internet. He's either posting on social media or he's streaming with people now, and he's engaging with the people. Meanwhile, the so-called number one rapper in the game after he won the battle in 2024, Kendrick Lamar, is nowhere to be found. We don't know where he is. He doesn't come outside. He doesn't post on social media. He drops music every 3 to 5 years. He absolutely, if you're being objective, cannot be said to be the #1 rapper in the game. Nobody has built or continues to build any content around Kendrick Lamar. The only way you're really talking about Kendrick Lamar is in proximity to Drake, because it's Drake. Kendrick Lamar does nothing to create any content for anyone to monetize, to participate in, to enjoy. And by the way, that's fine. I don't even want Kendrick Lamar to force himself to be something he's not. But at the same time, we got to be real. he's not the most important rapper in this game, in this music industry. He's not the number one guy in it by any metric, except for your personal opinion. But any metric in terms of data, facts, streams, content, we all know it's Drake. And that frustrates these media personalities, okay? To the point where they just don't even want to see Drake having fun. They don't want him to be out here doing no 20v1s, dating and whatnot, because it's frustrating to them. They want Drake to be sad and depressed and in his room and not doing anything so that they can live in their delusion that Kendrick's the number one guy. See, if Drake's out of sight and out of mind, they can convince themselves it's really Kendrick running this thing. But Drake refuses to do that. And the hard part that they cannot bring themselves to admit is if Drake did what Kendrick did, man, hip hop would absolutely fall apart. Hip hop didn't even have a top 10 record on the billboards until Drake dropped Iceman. Hadn't had a top 10 record in a year and a half. And so not only is Drake the number one rapper, we need him to be, because Kendrick is not giving you no content. It just is what it is. And that's massively frustrating to people. And there's a constant struggle for the culture between Drake and Kendrick. There just is, whether you're paying attention or not. And Drake constantly being on the internet, participating in content, he endears himself to the people. I think the people recognize they made a mistake propping up Kendrick. They propped up Kendrick as the guy, and he utterly failed to carry on the torch of the number one rapper. Utterly failed miserably, because Kendrick was never interested in actually being that. He just is a Drake hater and wanted to thump on Drake. That's it. And the haters, well, they got what they wished, because they like to see Drake take L's. And people flirted with this idea that Kendrick is going to carry us into the future. He failed miserably. We needed Drake to come back, and he has came back wonderfully and continues to produce content and propel hip hop forward. And so it forces the Drake haters to realize that they can no longer live in their delusion that Kendrick is that guy. So it is what it is. And so Drake responded to Wayno and said, "Geez, can I just have a little bit of fun?" And then Wayno responded back, and I can only imagine Wayno is super happy that Drake acknowledged him, because that's really all these media personalities want at the end of the day. They just want a little bit of acknowledgement. Like, if Drake would do interviews and acknowledge these guys, their egos would be healed. Listen, if Drake would literally sit down and do interviews with some of these media personalities, Drake could immediately flip the entire media narrative. He would create so many friends. All these guys turned on Drake because they felt like Drake turned on them and stopped doing interviews with them and stopped acknowledging them, right? I wouldn't even be surprised if Wayno now turned into a more blatant Drake fan. I wouldn't be surprised if he stopped criticizing Drake. He probably will still criticize Drake, right? Because, people are going to say, "Oh, you turned on, now you became like academics, blah, blah, blah," right? So he'll probably keep criticizing Drake, but at the end of the day, all these media guys want is for Drake to acknowledge them. So I know he woke up today and was happy to see Drake post on social media like, "Yo, guy, chill, can I just have some fun? Like, relax." And it's true. But at the end of the day, if you're Drake, you're so perpetually hated, you can't actually have some fun without the people being completely and utterly upset. At the end of the day, hip hop media has to understand Drake's not playing by y'all rules. Y'all have wanted the boy to change for years now. He should change his content. He should do this or that. I mean, you guys have never accepted Drake for what he is. Ever since he got into the game, who's this guy rapping and singing, light-skinned guy from Canada? You guys have never liked Drake, always wanted Drake to be different. He's always played by his own rules, and he's become the most successful rapper ever. And so why now would he change anything that he's done or anything that he's doing to appease people who are hell-bent on hating him anyway? I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, those have just been my thoughts. It's been Providence. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, please like the video, subscribe, support the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.